Hello! So what I decided to do was do a little video to help show you what to do with hand weights. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a very little, just a quick warm up, then we're going to do a very short cardio section just to get our heart rate up a little bit, make sure we're warm, and then I'm going to walk us through some leg exercises, some arm exercises and some exercises for our core. Okay, so when I say core I mean here and here. Okay, so let's just get going first of all. So we can start with our wrists. So we'll just get these wrists going. Quite a lot of people have got kit in lockdown and not quite sure what to do with it. So that's one of the reasons for this video, and it's also a very particular video for Christine, who I had the pleasure of meeting the other day, which was very nice to meet her and to spend some time with her, showing her what she can do with some special hand weights that she was bought for Christmas. So that's the sort of double purpose of this video. Let's just keep our shoulders down. I'm going to look one way and then back to the centre and back. Okay, just nice and slow. And really what I would say is you don't really need lots of expensive kit. You can do quite a bit. Let's just, like with swimming, so reach up nice and high, get some rotation into your shoulders, so make sure they're turning round. Okay, so you don't need lots of expensive kit. In fact, really, you can manage without kit. So what I've got out of shot, I'm just going to go backwards now, is 2 tins of beans. And the rule of thumb is if you're doing weights with your arms, you want to be going a little bit lighter. So for example, tins of beans. And if you're doing things with your legs, so the lower half of your body, then you want to be going a little bit heavier. So if you've got something that you could come up with to use for that, like a heavy book, for example, or maybe one of those big milk cartons filled with water, anything like that, or sand, or anything like that. Anything that you've got that's maybe just a bit heavier, because your legs are a lot stronger than you give them credit for. As I was explaining the other day to Christine, we were talking about just doing the hips now. Our legs are basically carrying us all day, keeping us upright and stopping us from falling over, obviously, and going back around the other way. So they are a lot stronger. They're also the biggest muscles, some of the biggest muscles in the body, here and here, and here. So they can take quite a bit of extra weight. So yeah, if you've got options for the weights that you can use, so if you've got something that's a bit heavier, and I'm just going to do my ankles now, so really make a nice big circle if you can, just hanging on here, just to make sure. Okay, and then go back around the other way, so just kind of limbering ourselves up a little bit now, just quickly, and then we're going to go with the other foot, and then back the other way. So it's really simple, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through, as I say, a little warm up, and then a set of each of the exercises. And what I suggest is, if this is new to you, that you start off with 1 set of each exercise, and then what you could do is build up to 2 sets and 3 sets. 3 sets is kind of the top end of what you should be doing on each exercise. I wouldn't do any more. And if you get to 3 sets and you're finding it gets easy, that is the time which you might want to look at increasing the weight a little bit that you're using for those particular exercises. Okay, just come forward and reach for your toes if you can. So just come forward. You don't have to touch your toes, just get as low as you can, just get a stretch in the back of the legs, and then just kind of walk your hands a little bit like that if you can. So we're just moving a little bit. So all of these stretches you may have noticed or may not have noticed, but we're moving all the time while we're doing them, okay? None of them are still. Okay, so they're what we would call a dynamic move. And roll up, head last, so we don't get dizzy. Right, so very quickly, let's just do a warm up, and dead simple. So there's no jumping. The first exercise, we're going to come down nice and low and up with our arms like this. Okay. Second exercise, shoulders down. We're going to pull in our tummies and we're going to punch like this. And the third exercise is squat and a little kick like this. Just trying to get our legs warmed up. Okay. And then the third exercise is we're going to squat, but we're going to do this at the same time. Okay. So just get our heart rates up a little bit. So are we ready? We're going to do 2 of each things, 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. Are you ready? Off we go. There goes the bell. So up and down. So nice bend on these knees. Okay. Across the body and up. Remember to keep breathing. That's it. Good. Okay, I hope you've got your water near you, and rest there in case you need it. The good thing about this video is that you'll be able to pause it any time, run it back or whatever, make sure that, okay, we're doing this again. That's it, good. So, literally just a quick fire, little bit, just to warm us up. Especially at the moment, it's quite cold and damp outside, so I want to just make sure that we've lift it up a little bit and rest there. Okay, so we're on to the next exercise. So shoulders down, we're going to pull in here, I'm going to punch, we're going to do it from the side. Ready? Off we go, here we go. Keep breathing. Just remember, we don't hold our breath at all. And I've got my arms in line with my shoulders, so I'm not punching down, I'm not punching up, I'm punching straight out in line. I've got the core nice and tight, and rest there, well done. Okay, we're going to do one more of those. Are you ready? Of course you're ready. Off we go. Keep breathing, that's it, good. So we're getting our arms warmed up, our legs warmed up, ready to get going with the weights in a second. Okay, and rest there. Okay, so the next one on the list was a squat and a kick, wasn't it? So a squat and a little kick. So just as low as you can. If you can just get to that depth of the squat, that's fine. Squat just as low as you can. We're sticking our thumbs out, yeah? Like that. Okay. Off we go. So you're going to see some more of these squats later. I'm going across on the diagonal with my kick. You don't need to do that, you can just go straight in front if you want. And rest there, I don't mind. Yeah, you're going to see more of these squats in a minute. Okay, one more of these. Off we go. So I've just got my hands still for this one. Like that, and you can have them like that. If you need to hold on to something, just for a bit of balance, that's fine. Not a problem. Whatever works for you, we'll do that. Oh, we're doing well. Right, we're more way through this little warm-up bit now. And rest there, well done. Okay, last one. Yeah, I've got my feet turned out a little bit. Feet quite wide. Off we go. That's it. Good. Shoulders down, remember. So try not to hunch up like that. And just take your time. You don't have to keep pace with me. You just do what you do what seems right for you. But as long as you're a little bit out of breath, and rest there, and you're getting a little bit warm, that's what we're after. Right, last one, and then we're on to the weights. Are you ready? Off we go. That's it. Good. So, have a little breather after this. You can press pause if you want. I don't mind. And rest there. Well done. Okay, so while you grab your rest, I'm going to tell you what the first set of exercises are. So, we're going to do legs first. A little bit of water, just keep ticking over. Right, so I've got my beans, but my beans are for my arms. So in line with what I said earlier, I have got a weight here. You'd expect me to have a weight, wouldn't you? So I've got a weight here. It's not very heavy, really, but it's heavy enough for me today. So I'm going to talk to you about these legs. So the first exercise is a squat. So we've done them in the warm-up, dead easy. So if you've got two weights, you can hold your weights like this. Yeah, or here, I don't mind, wherever you want to. Because I've only got one weight, I'm going to hold it in front of me like this. Okay? You could hold your beans together, I suppose. So squat, we're going to drive back with our bum, so like this, and come up. And at the top of the squat, we're going to squeeze our bum cheeks together. Okay? So let me do that from the front. And squeeze. Yeah? Inside and squeeze. Okay, so that's the first exercise. Let's do 10 of those together. Got your weights ready? Off we go. So, 1, squeeze just as low as you can. 3, and you should be feeling this 4, in the front of your legs. So here, 5, 6, 7, 8, good. 9, squeeze my bum at the top. 10, well done, perfect. So that's our squats done. The next one we're going to do is a deadlift. So, this is a very well known one. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick our bum out like a duck. See what I did there? Bum out, yes. And I'm going to hold the weight here. Now again, if you've got 2 weights, you can hold the weights down like this in front of you and your arms stay still. It's your legs and body that are moving, okay? So your arms don't go anywhere, okay? So keep those nice and straight for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to drive back and squeeze at the top. Trying not to tip back at the top, and just, if you need to, roll your shoulders at the top as well. So let me show you slowly. Okay, we start at the bottom. Try not to rest your weight on the floor. We come up, squeeze, and to centre. Okay, so we're going to do 10 of those. Are we ready? This is the deadlift. Off we go. Nice and slow on these. 1. On these 2, you should really be feeling it in the backs of your legs and your bum. 4. Now if you're not feeling it in the backs of your legs and you're feeling it in the front of your legs, it's probably because you've got your knees too bent. Okay, this is number 6, I think. Okay, so just change the position of your knees slightly if you need to, if you're not feeling it, and as soon as you get it, the position right, you'll know exactly what I mean, because you'll feel it all here and in your bum cheeks. Okay, well done. That is the deadlift done. Okay, so now I'm going to do a lunge pulse. So you can do the lunge pulse without a weight to begin with, particularly if you're not necessarily all that great with balance. I always hang on. So I'm going to put 1 foot forward, 1 foot down, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back even, and see my back leg? Really nice bend on my back leg there. And I'm going to sink down, and all I'm doing is I'm pulsing up and down. I've got the glute squeezed on this back leg. Now, if you're feeling confident with this, you could have a weight in this hand and come up and down. Okay, so we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and you just hold it there. You should feel it here and here, okay? So that's what we're looking for. And then we'll do that on the other side, so exactly the same. So bend that back leg, squeeze the glute on that back leg, Nice bend on the front and then up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, excellent. So now we're going to do out wide. So a wide squat pulse. So out wide like this, toes are out. Again, you can have your weights like that to the side. I don't mind where the weights go. I'm having, because I've got one, I'm going to have it in the middle like this. I'm just going to come down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Okay, well done. And we've got a few more to do. So we're going to do the standing glute raises. So the way these work is we stand quite close to something. I want you to stand by a counter or a chair like I've got here or anything like that, quite close, feet about hip width apart. And what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the side. So I need to show you from the front. Just imagine there's a counter here, it's an invisible counter. I'm going to go to the side, yeah? I'll show you from the back. Okay, like that. And what I'm doing is I'm squeezing my bum cheek before I do that, so that I'm using the muscle to power my leg out, and it's quite a small move, yeah? So you should really be feeling it here, okay? Here and here. If you try and keep your hips square on, so try not to twist around. It's not easy, just take a bit of practice. So we're just going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I've got hold of the piano here. Right, off we go. 5, keep those hips square. Squeeze the bum. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, for the super difficult one, we go straight back. Okay, so I'm just going to pull my jumper up. So what I'm going to try and do, and I'm not perfect, so I don't get it right every time. What I'm going to try and do is keep my hips here facing forward as much as I can. I'm going to try and squeeze my glute before I start and power my leg backwards with that. So it's a really small move. 2, 3, 4, really feeling it in that bum. 5, good. And then we're going to do exactly the same. So I'll try and do it on the diagonal so you can see. Here we go. 1, 2, straight back. It's easier on one side than the other, always. I find it easier on my right than my left. Well done. Okay, we've got one more thing to do. So, calf raises. Easy. So we're going to have, all you do is you have your weights here or here, and it's very simple. We're going to go up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then let's just go do some 6. Just up as high as you can. 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely, well done. Right, believe it or not, that's as complicated as it gets for the legs. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our arms. So I've got my beans for this. You might have your fancy weights, whatever you've got hold of. I've got non-standard issue Branston beans, not Heinz beans. Other beans are available. So we're going to start with the bicep curl. So the thing, what's important about when you're doing your arms particularly, it's important with your legs, but more important for you to have a solid base when you're doing your arms. We're going to have our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Okay, we've got our shoulders right down, we're not hunching, we've got our shoulders right down, and we've got our core pulled in nice and tight as we can, and we're going to squeeze our glutes too. Okay, so we're going to come up like this. And you might be able to hear I'm breathing out on the way up. 3. That was 4. I'm going to explain about that in a minute. 5. Good. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. Brilliant. Okay. So that's the first arm exercise. Just give yourself a little jiggle around. So now I'm going to do what we call a push press. So my wrist, I've got the weights here, aka weights, and my wrists are going to be on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to start here like this. My shoulders, pull my sleeves down to make it a bit easier. Okay, and we're going to go straight up like that. Yeah. So core nice and tight again. Feet in exactly the same position. Don't let go of your beans for love nor money. Right, off we go. 1, shoulders down, core tight. 2, again, breathe out on the way up. 3, 4, 5, and if you get tired, do a little dip with your knees. 6, good. 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect, well done. Okie dokie, so now we have what we call a lateral raise. It's a very fancy way of saying we're going to go sideways. Okay, so let me just roll my sleeves up a little bit. So we're going to start here with our weights. I'm going to go to the side and back down. We're going to stop our arms here. Okay, we're not going here. We're not going here. So if here is as far as you can go because you've got heavier weights, that's okay. But we're aiming for here, okay? And then back down. So remember our position for our arms. Feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, core tight, squeeze glutes. Are we ready? Of course we are. Off we go. Keep breathing. So breathe out. That's it. 3. Good. 4. 5, perfect. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Brilliant, well done. And the last one we're doing, oh yes, the tricep extension. So we're going to take one of your weights. Okay, so I've got my small tin of beans here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up and then behind like this. Okay, so just important to remember when we're doing this, we try not to bend backwards, try not to bend forwards. Okay, so I've got my core nice and tight. Still, I've got my glutes squeezed and my arms upright. I'm going to do it from this angle as well so you can see what I mean. So I'm going back. Just be careful not to hit your head, okay, with whatever you're using. That might be more of a risk if you've got a kettlebell or something a bit bigger than a tin of beans. Right, so remember, shoulders down. Let's get ourselves into a nice position. Ready? I'm going to breathe on the way up. So when the weight comes up, we breathe out. Good. 2, 3, 4, very nice. 5, 6, 7, keep going. 8, 9, 10. Brilliant, well done. Okay, believe it or not, that's all the arms done as well. So we've got 2 more things to, oh no, sorry, 3 more things to do. 3 more things to do and then we're done. So we're going to do what we call a forward fold. So you can hold your weight into yourself, you can have the weight like this. It's basically a standing sit-up. So you're going to come forward and come up like this. Now the difference between that and a deadlift is that you're not using your legs, you're using your core, so your tummy essentially. So what you need to do before you start is really suck in, okay, really pull your core in, really tense it like that, and keep it tensed. Now the thing to remember though is all the bit that we're tensing here, that doesn't mean we don't breathe. Okay, so we're going to go down and then we're working against gravity, we breathe out. Okay, ready? I'm going to have my weights here like this. Off we go. So come down and then on the way up, keep that core tight, breathe out. And then we stop at the top. Don't tip back, don't tip to the side, okay? We're going to do 5 of these. Good. That's 2. Keep that core tight. Breathing out. Good. This is number 4. Excellent. And the last one. 5. Perfect. Okie dokie. So now we're going to give Russian twist a go. I say this to everyone, I don't know why it's Russian, but anyway, it is Russian, that's the name of it. So we're not, who am I to argue? So we're going to go one side and then back to the middle. Okay, so keep that core nice and tight. So we've worked the centre of our core or our stomach, and now we're going to work the side bits here. Okay, so going to go one side, pause, the other side, and just keep your shoulders down and look right over your shoulder. Just get as far around as you can. Right, ready? Off we go. I've got my glute squeeze as well, by the way. So I'm coming round, I'm coming back. Coming that side, and I'm coming back. That's 3. 4, you should really be feeling it here. I am. 6. I'm trying not to twist my hips too much. I'm trying to get my body to do the work. I've lost track, I've lost count of the numbers. I think it's 2 more, that's what I always say. Well done, perfect. Okay, one last thing to do, then we'll do a little stretch. So we're going to go down to the side. So same foot position, and we're going to go like this. So we're going to roll whatever you're using, whether it be beams, weights, whatever. We're going to roll the weight this side, and we're going to stick on one side. Even though I've got the weight in this side, in this hand, we're going to stick on one side, and that's because what I like us to do is make sure that we stop our shoulders square at 12 o'clock and don't tip the other way. So what I mean is, I want you to roll the weight, core nice and tight, squeeze the glute on this opposite leg, so squeeze this bum cheek, and stop there, okay? Don't slip back the other way, okay? Because that way danger lies, we'll get sore backs doing that. So, are we ready? We're going to go for 5 on this side. Core tight, squeeze that glute, roll the weight, off we go. 1. Lovely. 2. 3. Really pull that core in, keep breathing. 4. 5. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same, but on the other side. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo, we are done. You've done it. Well done. So we've worked our legs, we've worked our arms, we've worked our core, we've worked our glutes, we've worked pretty much everything and our brains. So now we're going to do a very quick stretch off, and it really is quick. So what's different about this stretch at the end as opposed to the beginning is that everything is static, so there's no moving around. So we're going to come forward and just reach for our toes, get as close as we can. Come forward, just get a stretch in the back of your legs, like that. Okay. Well done. Notice I'm not jiggling around, I'm not bouncing, I'm just holding it, I'm still breathing. I'm going to come up in 3, 2, 1, roll up very slowly, head last. Okay. Now then, we're going to do that lunge again, but we're going to do it for the purposes of stretching. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, sink down. I'm just going to hold the lunge, okay? And I've got hold of this. And that's all we're doing. It's just going to stretch the front of that leg, okay? There are other stretches that you can do, this muscle, but I think this is probably the best because we've got both feet on the floor. Okay, and then we're going to switch over sides, so do exactly the same but with the other way around, with our legs. That's it, feel that stretch in the front. So this muscle's called the quad. So in the front of the leg that's on the back. That makes sense? Perfect, well done, okay. And then for our arms, if you lock your fingers together like this,
and then turn them round. And we're going to hollow ourselves out like this. Okay, so really make your body into a concave and push your hands away. So you're going to get a stretch across the top of your back, across the top of your arms. Okay, just hold that for 3, 2, 1. Well done. And then we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to stretch out. So hands in the small of your back, like this. Try and draw your elbows together, chin up. Okay. Well done. And hold it there. Perfect. Just got a few more to do. And then we're done. Okay. Hug your arm into yourself. So, arm just dangles. Pull it across, shoulders down. Okay, so you get a nice stretch across the shoulder. Well done. Nearly there. You've done brilliantly. And as I say, if you want to give this a go, and then we switched arms, and then go through each exercise once, get into the groove, and then when you get more confident or you want to push yourself, you could pause the video and do each exercise, cycle through the exercises and do each one twice and then maybe 3 times. It's worth a go. But even so, I'm just going to push down something imaginary, okay, with this hand, and my head is going to go in the opposite direction. I'm not pulling it, I'm just letting it fall and then I'm holding it. I'm getting a really nice stretch. If you imagine that this is a piece of elastic, and largely speaking it is, well, it's a very complicated piece of elastic, but it is a piece of elastic, and we're stretching it like that, okay, so we're pulling that bit, the top of my head and the bottom of my hand away from each other, yeah? Get a really nice stretch across here. This is my favourite stretch. So lovely. 1. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same, but the other way around. So push down, and then let the head go the other way. Remember the piece of elastic. Perfect. So yeah, as I say, give it a go. Got any questions, give me a shout, always happy to help. And even if you just go through and pick and choose some of the exercises, you've made a start. That's the main thing, isn't it? So well done, and I'll see you soon. Bye.